What's up, agency owners? Got another great, amazing podcast interview coming right up. This guest has a really interesting story, and we're going to talk about how can you really prove your value, prove your worth, your ROI, so you can actually charge more and hold on to your clients better. Because a lot of times, if you don't know the value, your clients don't know the value, and you're probably not going to hold on to them. So let's go ahead and jump into the episode. Hey, Paul, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to have you on. So, tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about your background.
Yeah, sure. Name is Paul Derivel. Currently, I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called NinjaCat. We help large-scale agencies and media companies prove value to their customers through automated and highly effective data stories, as we call it. Think dashboards as well as automated PowerPoints and PDFs that really help you as an agency prove value to your customers.
Awesome, very cool. And so, tell us, how did you come about starting this? And I know it's an interesting story.
Yeah, so long story short, my background is a software entrepreneur. Prior to this, built a SaaS company called Easy Facility, an all-in-one platform for health and fitness clubs like a YMCA or yoga studio. The one tool you needed to get all your different jobs done, from member payments to personal trainer scheduling, mobile apps, uh, everything. Very big product. Was fortunate enough in did that from 2003 to 2009 when we got acquired, and that enabled me to do some angel investing. And one of the investments I made through a referral from a family friend was to two brothers starting um, an digital marketing agency primarily focused on auto dealers. I'm a software entrepreneur and was looking to make software investments. I was like, I don't understand the agency business. Really shouldn't invest in what you don't know, but I'll take the meeting. But what caught my eye during the meeting was uh, digital marketing agency focused on auto dealers, but had their own unique selling proposition, which was two parts. One was a ad creation technology that would scrape an auto dealer's website, find out what inventory they had, and in real time take that 2010 Honda Civic and create a Google ad for it and take it down when the car was removed from the site. I thought that was pretty nifty. And another component of some technology that they built to help them differentiate was some really nice reporting dashboards that basically offered transparency to these auto dealers, showing them exactly here's where your dollars are going and here is the impact it's having, right? Here's how many map views it's driving, how many phone calls it's driving. So that got me excited to the point where I said, all right, I don't understand the agency business, but I'll make a small bet. Um, from there, the agency for about 2 years, they grew. It was a boutique agency with a handful of clients, and just run by two brothers. The things that we learned in that journey, those first 2 years, was a couple of things. Some of the challenges we faced was one, the segment we were serving back then around at that time, the 2011 2012 was customer education, working with auto dealers in the Northeast who were more traditional, used to advertising in print and radio and TV, and convincing them they should be putting dollars into Google and Facebook was one thing. And then the harder problem was convincing them to do it again, right? Retain, expand, spend more in these digital marketing channels. So we were making progress, and definitely our unique technology helped us. But another challenge we faced was that was holding us back from scaling, was just how competitive um, we found ourselves in the markets that we were in. And so many agencies out there, right? From you got your enterprise agencies, your mid-market, and then you have your solopreneurs out there, slinging PPC SEO services, some very qualified and some very unqualified. And we were battling all of them. They would just walk into a dealer, offer cheaper clicks. The dealers wouldn't know what that meant. And then there was a battle to like retain that customer. So it was okay. It just wasn't going, it didn't seem like it was on a trajectory to scale into anything meaningful of an agency. Thankfully, um, around end of 2013, a competitive agency actually was trying to poach one of our auto dealer clients. And our client showed them the dashboards that we were providing to them. And that agency actually came to our team and said, "Hey, would you ever consider white labeling those dashboards? I've seen them. I'm in the business, but have you ever thought about that?" The team came to me, said, "Paul, what do you think?" And that was really one of those true light bulb moments for me. It was like kind of everything going on at once. Like, what's our challenges here, right? One of our biggest challenges is um, that the agency space is so competitive, right? And we're fighting with everybody out there. And the thought was, all right, well, we have this unique technology, this report and ad creation. Who makes money in a gold rush, right? It's the gal or the guy selling the pickaxe. So instead of fighting with everybody, what if we became the arms dealer, right? And sold our unique technology to the agencies out there, giving them a chance to compete and thrive. So I got really excited about that thesis. Went home, executed a textbook execution of a lean market validation experiment, create an unbound landing page. I just tested the reporting first, automate your reporting from the ad creation. While it was cool, it really wasn't delivering on all the promises of some of that, automated ad creation. So I wanted to test out the value prop of, automate your reporting, prove value to your customers. One weekend came up with a ridiculous name, created the unbounce page, got the leads, and then I just did a bunch of discovery calls and found out where the market was being underserved. And what I kept hearing was like the Equisios, the Kentries, the Marins, these big black box algorithm platforms to help automate. But the biggest challenge I kept hearing was they were using those platforms for the reporting capability. They weren't so much delivering on some of the promises of campaign automation optimization, but they were still paying for those tools, using it for reporting capability that was super limited in scope, not really designed for that use case, and paying a ton of money for it, like a large percentage of their media spend. So I was like, wow, there's an exciting opportunity here. There's a crack in the fortress, right? For somebody to come in here and focus on a specific problem, be the best in the world at helping agencies prove their value to clients by just knocking client reporting out of the park. And then from there, there's a grander vision of helping them take over some of the other jobs, from reporting to monitoring to call attribution and such. And we've grown since. But that's I just made a long story longer. But that's our founding story of Ninja Cat. So we've been
Awesome.
at it since 2014. We pivoted. I came on as CEO after that experiment. We sold off some of those customers and have been just running fast since.
So I I love that story, and I do believe that proving your worth is showing your clients reports. Now, one of the challenges I've seen over in the past is we've all had these clients, like you're giving them amazing results, and then they come to you and they're like, I'm switching. And you're like, what the
Hmm.
heck? Right? And you're like, I've been sending you reports. And they're like, well, and what I've seen is they'll check out the report for the first week and then they'll
Hmm.
ignore the rest. So, what's the best way that you've seen agencies present the reports, or how do they, how does the client understand the reports in the first off? Because a lot of times I've seen reports from a lot of different tools, and I'm like, man, I'm confused. So,
Yeah.
what have you seen work for agencies, that are using your platform for really kind of showing the client the value and then really taking it up a notch?
Sure. So some general things we've seen and we've done to help our customers elevate their client reporting so that they can achieve the objective of better proving value, so they can retain and expand within those customers. I'd say the key ingredients is like, first and foremost, I'd say know your audience, right? Um, know their appetite for data, right? And then deliver to them on a silver platter a data story that says, here's what we did for you. Here's the impact it had on your business. And here's why you should not only continue doing business with us, but here's why you should do more business with us, right? Look at all these opportunities, high performing campaigns, limited by budget, whatever it might be. So it is not a one size fits all solution, but I think those ingredients of like knowing your audience and their appetite for data and delivering on a silver platter. And if I break that down, what does that actually translate into from like best practices is, everyone thinks dashboards first for client reporting because we're data geeks, right? We love dashboards. They're sexy. They're cool. I can access them on my mobile phones, whatever. We've been doing this since 2014, and we have stunning dashboards. Like, you can recreate any dashboard on our product. one of our first findings, and we thought we were screwed as a company because we started off dashboard only, was like, oh my God, less than 10% of clients ever log into these dashboards on a given month. We're screwed. We can't sell this, right? We're selling snake oil. We should be doing reporting dashboards. So I think that's a reality. I think even Google is in a data studio blog post published something similar of like, 10% of clients or something on average ever log into dashboards, right? So one, it's a mix. Dashboards are critical and kind of table stakes. They offer a sense of comfort and transparency that I can access my data whenever I want and see where my dollars are going, and you're not doing anything shady. But the reality is, while you might be able to win them with a dashboard, with the transparency and building that trust that's so essential to any client relationship, to truly then retain and expand, it's that deliver on a silver platter, right? A push methodology versus a pull methodology, which means a push report, some form of a PDF, a PowerPoint, or a web presentation that is less dashboardy, right? Dashboardy is more kind of exploratory, like data vomit, as I call it, meters and gauges, and stick your clients into that, and they'll probably misinterpret that data, which I think is one of the big problems. You give them a dashboard with meters, gauges, data vomit, leave it up to them to interpret the data for you to say that you're doing a good job for them. And probably at least 8 times out of 10, they're going to misinterpret that data in that data vomit, and it's not doing you any justice. So it's finding that balance of a dashboard that gives comfort and transparency mixed with on a silver platter a data story that covers those bullet points I said earlier. Here's what we did and why you should continue doing business with us and more. And it looks different, right? As an agency, you got to figure out, you might have different sizes of clients. We have some agencies and media companies that have thousands of very small spend clients, and you got to invest the appropriate amount of time to your client reporting for that segment versus your high spend enterprise clients, right? And what we've seen is you need to automate on the low end, right, but make it feel high touch. If it's just a dashboard and expect them to log in, that doesn't feel as high touch as I can log into a dashboard. Oh, and I also get this beautiful weekly, monthly PDF or PowerPoint with a very digestible story. And then at the high end, right, walk your customers through it, or at a bare minimum, don't just send a report like a Ninja Cat, and I'm sure you can do this in other products. We have workflows that is either set it and forget it, fully automated, or set up a don't forget it, where the teams can come in at the agency, look at the data, and then add their insights, their recommendations, and next actions, and then send it to the client. So those are just some of the best practices. Don't lean, my first biggest suggestion, beware of data vomit, right? Two, beware of dashboards as your primary medium of communicating value to your customers, when statistics just overwhelmingly show that they hired an agency because they wanted to be white glove full service. Don't make them go find the data and expect them to tell you why they should continue doing business with you. You need to be the one telling your customers why they should be continuing to do business with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you said you got to know your audience too, right? Like really read them and be like, is this person really analytical? Is this person
Right.
visual? Does this person just be like, I just care about the results. I don't care about how you do it. Just go do it. Or like, do they want to know all the details? Like, I think that's so important. A lot of people skip that. And you should really
Yeah,
concentrate on that on the onboarding process of your clients. Like, because
I agree.
we have our digital agency experience, which is at our house in Durango, where our mastermind members come in. And I had a keynote speaker come in, Joey Coleman, and he talks about how the first 100 days is the most important if you're going to keep this client for a long time or not. And if you could put that
Mm,
in your onboarding process and really figure out, like, do you want to know all the intimate details that we're doing? Do you just want to know the results? Like, how do you
yeah.
want me to show you that we're working for you? And I think if you just do that, then you could use a cool tool like Ninja Cat, where, if they want just a basic report, automate the crap out of it. Or if they want to meet every week, okay, do that. Whatever it is, I think that's so important that I think too many of us miss. We have a huge
One
tool, we
hundred
just throw up on
percent.
them.
Yeah, that's that throw part. It's like a report should have, layers to it, like an executive layer, a more strategic layer, and then a more tactical. And if you're excited about the tactical, but your audience isn't, you show up to a meeting, you start overwhelming them with the details, and they are like a CMO or somebody that's high level that doesn't care. They're not actually paying attention to the thing they cared about the most, which might have just been that executive level first page thing, and let's just spend time on the first page. Did I sell more cars? Yes or no? Should I continue doing this? Yes or no? Don't spend an hour talking about negative keywords with me if I don't care about that, right? So more data isn't always better, and it really is just ask the customer what is the best way, what level of detail do you want, and then just deliver that to them.
Yeah. Well, I think we covered a lot of the mistakes. Did we miss any mistakes that agencies do with reporting and upselling and growing those accounts or keeping them?
No, I mean, and just aggregation is a really important thing, right? Is looking at things, making sure you aggregate. I know it's hard when you have so many different channels, but making sure you really nail that executive layer of a report. That should be the answer to the question that they're seeking, the so what, and then backed up by the details under it. But we've seen that too common. It's like, wait, you're giving your client this 80-page report,
Oh my gosh.
right? It's good.
Oh, that hurts my head just
Oh,
thinking
really?
about it.
Really? I'm no, we've had 100 plus, and some of our clients today still do it. But you know what? They're actually, to your earlier point, my earlier point, there are some audiences that need and want the 100 plus page report, right? Because they need to see the data broken out, hospital system by department, by all these different things. If that's what they need, that's what you should deliver to them. So it's not a don't ever give a 100 page report. It's know your audience, but tell that the holistic story, right? I think when you can't fill in the blanks and you show up to a call and you can't connect, how all these different channels are impacting other channels, it's not as good as if you can, clearly. So do
Yeah.
your best, find tools, solutions that can really allow you to tell that holistic story and show how every channel impacts each other, even channels that you might not manage, right? Like, why are my ads not performing? Well, look at your reviews. Like your reviews on Google are 1-star reviews. So people probably aren't clicking on your ads. So
Yeah.
what impact are your reviews having on your AdWords performance?
That's awesome. Well, Paul, this has all been amazing. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think would benefit the audience before we tell them about where to go?
Uh, Geez, good question. That you didn't ask. No, I mean I think that's I think we covered at least what we're most used to helping agencies, right? There's lots of jobs to be done, but the thing we focus on being the best in the world at is helping prove value through client reporting. And I think we hit at least the cliff notes, and hopefully there's a couple actionable takeaways that everyone got out of this.
Awesome. Where could people go to learn more about NinjaCat?
Yeah, so we have a dedicated landing page for this podcast. You can go to ninjacat.io/masterclass.
Awesome. And tell us, what's the number one thing agencies love once they switch over to you guys?
Uh, that they can focus on the meaningful instead of the monotonous, right? So um, instead of data chaos and data wrangling and client reporting, when you can automate that in an effective level, then that meaningful really is let's spend more time actually optimizing campaigns and building client relationships. But when you don't have automated reporting and you spend 60 to 70% of your time, which we've seen is common, right, on client reporting because you need to do it. Well, what if you can automate that? What then will you do with that time? Shift it from the monotonous to the meaningful, and see what impact that has.
Awesome. Well, Paul, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. We really do enjoy. And for all of you guys that want to really improve the value that you're doing and really streamline the reporting and just be able to run a better agency, I want you guys to all go to ninjacat.io/masterclass. Go do that now. And until next time, have a swank day.